So this is Star Wars The Old Republic, and this is my telekenetics DPS Sage. I also have a healer Sage. This is the mirror class of the Sith Inquisitor Sorcerer. They are the same, other than for sound effects and visual effects. Aside from that, functionally and mechanically, they are the same. They do the same damage, the same healing, they work the same way. You will rarely use the lightsaber as a sage or a sorcerer. You'll see it gets used when you deflect attacks, and when you're doing normal things. When an enemy gets close to me, I like to use my saber just to finish him off. It's not a part of any real DPS rotation. But if something gets close to me once in a while, I want to slice it, stab it with my saber. I mean, it's a Sith, it's a Jedi. Lightsaber's a huge thing. However, you play these guys if you want to be a master of the Force. And I enjoy that quite a lot. For saber gameplay, I prefer the Sith Assassin and Jedi Shadow, who have a really cool mix of both Force abilities and saber attacks. The Jedi Knight and Sith Warrior I don't enjoy very much. They're good classes, there's nothing wrong with them, but they have very few Force abilities. It's mostly saber gameplay, and it just doesn't appeal to me. I have a Marauder at 63 and don't really enjoy it that much. I can't get him past there because I just get bored with them. So, here I am on my Sage. That sphere glowing around me is Force Armor. Static Barrier, it is called on the Sith Inquisitor Sorcerer. And it's a very important thing to keep up. It has a very good damage mitigation effect. And I'm doing heroics here in the planet of Coruscant. I love Coruscant. It's because it's a classic location, I suppose. Love Tatooine, Bespin. It's not in the game. Actually built Bespin in Second Life. Actually built a cloud city and many starships in the game. The simulator, Second Life, if you want to call it a simulator. Anyway, that's another story. Now you can see what you're doing here is a Jedi Sage. You're using these manifestations of the Force. You can see these glowing orbs going all around, and occasionally, well, quite often actually, I will use Force Quake, which is an AoE ability which creates like an earthquake underneath your enemy's feet. You ground targeted them. On the Sith Sorcerer, it is called Force Lightning, and you bring down a storm of Force Lightning on your enemy. Really cool. It's a lot of fun. Now we get to use a very fun ability. Some used Force Lift earlier on a elite droid, but I've traded it to be able to lift one elite enemy, a gold or silver, and two normal enemies. And I'm going to use that in a moment here. I think it's really cool. It's really useful, very fun. The Sage and the Sorcerer, they have two DPS specs, or disciplines as they call them in this game. A damage over time spec, a direct damage spec, and a healer spec. This is direct damage, telekinetics. On the Sage and the Sorcerer, it is lightning, a lightning sorcerer. I've tried the dot specs, and they're pretty cool, but I just enjoy the direct damage specs better on these classes. Not because they're direct damage so much, but I just like how they play. Alright, so now I'm going to have a gold elite here and two normals. And I'm going to use Force Lift on them, and since I've traded it in such a way, in this way, I will lift all three. As you can see, they're all suspended for a minute by the Force. Now I'll kill the weak ones, the low health ones anyway. And then this gold elite, I'm going to try to do everything I can to slow him down to keep him from reaching me. He is a melee enemy. So if I can, I'm going to prevent him even getting close to me. I'll probably do a knockback on him. We have Force Push, which is there it goes, and he's dead. Now I'm going to finish this heroic. This heroic requires that we exit the area in order to get the reward. Most do not. You'll notice that the Jedi Sage, the animations, if you look closely, they're kind of Zen-like, it's sort of Tai Chi-like. The Sith Inquisitor has much more aggressive animations, and everything they do, most of it involves Force Lightning. Each of them, the Lightning Sorcerer and this, the Telekinetic Sage, they have two dots they use, but the rest are direct damage. So I'm going to run outside of here, get my reward, and I'll show you how they have this This thing they introduced when heroics, this is a heroic mission, became a big thing. They give you a little sort of quick travel option with each heroic that takes you either right to the heroic or kind of close by. And it saves a whole lot of travel time in the game, since you don't have to take taxis and things and use, go through big areas to reach the heroics. You have to fight your way through different areas otherwise. There it is up in the right-hand corner. You can see the title of the next heroic, and there's a little square to the top right corner, and that is the sort of quick travel thing that you just click on, as I'm doing now, and it will transport me pretty close to where I have to go. Sometimes it's right in front of the heroic. This one is a little bit distance away. I'm going to go repair my armor here. You do have to repair your armors frequently in the Old Republic because you're taking damage constantly while you're fighting, and it's not very expensive. It's just something to keep in mind. You want to keep repairing your armor because it will take damage consistently as you do missions. Sell some of my junk, rearrange my inventory. This is the Jedi Temple. That in the Old Republic, this is 3,000 years before the movies. This is my favorite era. The Old Republic era is my favorite era in Star Wars. If you look at the cinematic trailers for this game, Star Wars The Old Republic, you will see the Sith attacking the Jedi Temple. This is the Jedi Temple that is attacked in that trailer. We will see the ruins of it in just a moment. And in this game, the actual Jedi Temple has been built, sort of relocated to the planet of Tython. Maybe I'll show that in another video. So I'm going to take this elevator here. I'm going to avoid these guys. I don't really need them. I'm going to get the enemies I need up in the temple. So here we are, and now we've gone up to the area of the ruined temple. As you can see, it's pretty much a mess. And I'm going to have to kill some of these Imperials still occupying the temple. So I can go out there and give you a look at this place. You can see I actually reflect some damage too with my Force armor. Alright, we loot these guys, and I'll give you a little look around this place before I go into the instance where the heroic occurs. And it is a complete disaster area. And there's a few Sith out there, a lot of Imperial troops. And now we'll go in and kill some Sith and their Imperial trooper helpers. Now normally I kill the lower health enemy first and the higher health enemy last. It's a good rule to follow. But in this case, the high health enemy, the Sith, also fights a melee, so I'm going to kill him before he can even reach me. Sort of break my typical rule. And I'll take care of the lower health guy. So I kind of slow him down and he's dead, and I'll kill the Silver Elite, who is basically ranged. He will fight melee if you attack him in melee on a melee character. I'm going to do 2 more to get my bonus. I could kill everyone in here, but I really don't have to. For this video, I'll just do what I need to do. And once again, I'll break my typical rule, and I'm going to kill this melee gold before he reaches me. And take care of the Silver Elite, and there he is. Now, my next enemy is a melee enemy, but he has a Force pull. So I'm just going to go melee anyway. I'll probably cast the dot on him. And then I'll just run into him and fight him anyway, because his Force pull will interrupt any cast I do anyway. So I just can't see the point in fighting him at range when his instant Force pull will just interrupt me in any case. And there he is. So I will put my dot on him, which is a cast time, then run in and beat the crap out of him at close range. Is and a rare instance where I can use my lightsaber, which is a lot of fun for me when I get the chance to do it. And that's about it. I really enjoy these classes. These are the classes to use, the Sorcerer and the Sage, if you want to use a lot of Force powers. And I really like these classes. So I hope this was of some help, and I'll cut this off here.